The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. Him make an eye lie down in a green pasture. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepared a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head out to no aisle. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I Ivan. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God Jah. Kadamawe gromabia tela exact beer tanaistalina bashante shante 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 shante. Where 2 centuries meet in the name of the Most High Jah. And that's so Jaja dead. If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain same way. If Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is saved. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. How Mauso Bolisa, I don't know what it was sick player for. How Mauso Bolisa, Akpe Kaka. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuchoko, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk RASTA. In every traditional African home there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, colors, aromas and flavors leave their corner and come straight into the black pot, relocated to be subjected to some amount of heating, and then they produce food, sumptuous and nutritious. But they do not even partake in the eating of the food. We do, the eaters. Yet every time, this collaborative effort, this selfless collaborative effort will continue between the black pot and the ingredients. Now, the continent of Africa is represented by the black pot, and the people on the continent of Africa are represented by the ingredients in the black pot. We must always come together, and the watchword is selflessness. We must be so selfless so that we will be able to carry our nation forward, so that we will be able to look into the future properly. This is the black pot, and here we speak truth to power. We normally would not criticize, but if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. And the very good thing about us is that we only criticize to build and not to destroy. It's all about service to the people, the continent, and of course the land. This is the Black Pot. And of course, we are live on Pan-African TV, also live on Loud Silence TV, super live on Black Empire TV. We want to say that you can also catch us on YouTube, and our YouTube channel is Black Empire Media, and Black is spelled B-L-A-K-K, as you can see. And of course, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification button so that anytime we come your way, you'll be the first to see us. This is the Black Pot, and we are heavily supported by Isit. Now, when we talk about Isit, what are we talking about? If you're tired of social media's negativity, if you're tired of the racism, the nudity, you are tired of all the negative things that come with your regular social media platform, then your best bet is Isit. With Isit, I-S-I-T, we are talking about in spirit, in truth. In spirit, in truth. Now, when we talk about Isit, we are talking about that social media platform where you can make connections, connect with family and friends, and make history. You can upload your own videos and photos. You can also go live. You can make audio and video calls and meet other positive-minded people. Sell your brand, sell your business, and it goes very quick. It's crystal clear. And this app has been modeled by Ghanaian engineers in America. That is another reason you must support the black business. For so long we've been relegated to the background. It's time now to show the whole world that we can also do it. This is a black business. Make sure you support it. It's called Isit. Download it for free from App Store and Google Play. And be in business. I am on Isit. Are you on Isit too? This is the Blackport, aka Kuchoko, where we speak truth to power. And remember, Kuchoko Roots Festival is here. Oh, yes. Kuchoko Roots Festival on the 24th day of June. This year, we are storming Alliance Francaise. Headlining the whole event, Black RASTA, of course, your Kuchoko legend, with the Herbalist Band. We would also have Taj Weeks. Oh, His Royal Excellency, all the way from St. Lucia. Raskuku is already roaring in the background. Kyushandea just arrived the other day from St. Vincent. Samuel Owusu is our special guest. Every year we bring somebody who is not a regular reggae artist as our special guest, And this year, it is Samuel Owusu coming. We also have the wonderful Rasim Posh coming all the way from Burkina Faso alongside Zetmo. Oh my God. Listen, man. We have so many other artists, including Rena. We also have ACO. So it's not a game of all men. Women are also coming for the festival. We also have Black Messiah performing alongside Conqueror Vibes. So it's a festival you must watch for. Now the interesting thing, super interesting thing is that the Cocoa Festival is also going to be within the Kuchoko Roots Festival. When you come in, you drink cocoa for free. All types of cocoa. The proper cocoa that is coming all the way from the northern region of Ghana. Oh yes. This is the festival that you will never ever forget. And remember, it's 100 Ghana cities. You must get a ticket right now because it's limited seating. Numbers are coming up on your screen. Pick up the numbers and call immediately and get your tickets before we are sold out. These are the numbers. Yes, get your tickets now. When you call them, we will deliver the tickets to your doorstep. And you get ready for Kuchoko Roots Festival. Well, my name is Black Rasta, and this is the Blackport, aka Kuchoko, where we speak truth to power. Today we have 5 issues to tackle. Now, the very first story we are looking at today is rolling up on your screen. Looks like it's on a spiritual note. Nogokpo Backtracks on Agyinasare. Oh my God. Now we all remember Agyinasare, right? Archbishop Charles Agyinasare. Well, we've told you so much about him. I mean, he started his ministry in Tamale. In fact, a Muslim-dominated area. And he had the World Miracle Church at the time. And many people were going to the church because of some of the miracles that he performed. And at that time, I was only about 9 years old. So this is a man who has gone through the mill when it comes to Christianity. He was talking about demonism, witchcraft, wizardry in his church a few days ago. And then he seemed to have stepped on the toes of some traditionalists. He said he went to preach in the Volta region in a town called Aflao. But his hotel was in Agbozome. He had to drive all the way after preaching from Aflao to Agbozome. But those who know that route well, you would have to go through another town known as Nogokpo. In Nogokpo, there is a powerful shrine, and it's called the Gbakaja Shrine. This is the Gbakaja Shrine. Now, the Gbakaja Shrine is deemed one of the most powerful shrines in the whole of Africa. A lot of Ghanaians even fear the name Nogokpo, even though Nogokpo simply stands for the whole town. That's the name of the whole town. The shrine, as we see in the photo here, is called Gbakaja Shrine. Now, the Gbakaja Shrine is a deity that so many people visit, especially people who believe in traditional African spirituality for solutions to so many different problems. Charles Agyinasare said when he was driving with his junior pastors from Aflao through Nogokpo to his hotel in Agbozome, something happened. One of his junior pastors, driving in a 4-wheel drive SUV vehicle, all of a sudden had the tires of the vehicle come out and the car ground to a halt. Wow. And then he went ahead to say, you all know why that happened. It's because Nogokpo is the headquarters of all demonism in the Volta region. This did not sit well with the people of Nogokpo. First and foremost, the whole town is called Nogokpo. If you are referring to the shrine, then it's the Bakaja shrine. But to say that the whole of Nogokpo is the headquarters of demonism in the Volta region of Ghana, then it looks like you want to cast a slur on the image of the people there. There are people who are Christians there. There are some who are Muslims. And there are a lot more who are traditionalists. Why do you do this to us? They responded in Facebook posts and some other such interviews in the media, saying that Charles Agyinasare had looked down on them. And they went ahead to say some of your pastors even come here for power. Agyinasare realized that it wasn't going to be that easy. And that probably was not what he intended. He apologized to the people of Nogokpo. And he said that he did not mean to cast any slur on the people. He went ahead to say his wife was also from the same area. Likewise, his two biological children who have Voltairean names. So he will not on any day want to cast a slur on the image of the people. That was what he said. Now we all thought it would have been over after that apology. But no, there was a press statement in which Elikem Nonyebe, that's him here, he's the PRO of Nogokpo, the shrine, and at the same time the people of Nogokpo, the chiefs and people. He issued a statement summoning Archbishop Charles Agyinasare to come over to Nogokpo and meet with the chiefs within 14 days, or else they will show him where cosmic power is from and who owns that power. Agyinasare, upon hearing this, asked his church to fast for 7 days in preparation for war. That's it. Perez Chapel declares 1 week fasting and prayers over Agyinasare Nogokpo Ampas. And this was captured all over in the media. Agyinasare was not ready to go to Nogokpo as demanded or summoned by the chiefs. He rather would like to fight back spiritually. So he asked his church to fast for 1 solid week. Come here, let's continue the story. Now all of a sudden, it looks like some of the chiefs are backtracking. Watch this. Remember, we were the first to come and say that it wasn't a wise decision by the chiefs and people of Nogokpo if that truly was coming from the people there. Well, one of the chiefs listened to us and he's talking. Paramount chief distances himself from 14-day ultimatum to Archbishop Agyinasare. Roll the story. Watch it. Togbi Adama III, the Volta region's paramount chief and president of the Some Traditional Council, has distanced himself from a recent press conference held by some chiefs who issued a 14-day ultimatum to Archbishop Charles Agyinasare, founder of Perez Chapel International, to appear before the traditional authority. In a 3news.com report on June 5, Togbi Adama III expressed his detachment from the press conference, questioning its legitimacy and legal basis. What happened at Nogokpo, I am not associated with it. Did they have the capacity to do that? On what law are they relying? Togbi Adama III stated, emphasizing his lack of involvement in the decision made by the chiefs. He further explained that as the paramount chief, he can only receive complaints from his subjects regarding matters affecting the shrine in Bakaja, not Nogokpo itself. In this case, no official complaint had been filed by the people of Nogokpo. My chief consulted me on Monday and he asked, what should we do? And the first thing I asked was, has somebody brought the case? Togbi Adama III shedding light on the process that should have been followed within the traditional authority. He clarified that Nogokpo is the name of the town, but the shrine is called Bakaja. And his role as a paramount chief would involve receiving complaints from his subjects, especially related to the shrine or deity. Since no official complaint has been filed, Togbi Adama III deemed the press conference unnecessary. The chiefs of Nogokpo had summoned Archbishop Charles Agyinasare to appear before them within 14 days, expressing dissatisfaction with the explanation he gave regarding his earlier comment that described Nogokpo as the headquarters of demons in the Volta region. Nufialagba Mawufemo Kwamla Nyonyibe, the convener of the community, accused the Archbishop of intentionally tarnishing the reputation of the people of Nogokpo and undermining African traditional religion. In response to the allegations, Archbishop Agyinasare clarified his comment, expressing that he meant no malice towards Nogokpo or his people. Dash and come. So that's what it is. Watch me. Remember, we were here on this same show and we said that this press conference, in fact, didn't really make sense. We love traditional African people. We love our religions. We love our culture. We love our spiritualities. You get it? But if we support you, and these are some of the mediocre press conferences you can have, all because an archbishop had misstated something and came back to apologize immediately, you still think that you have to show him power. Is it for political reasons or you want some attention on the shrine? Now the caretaker of the shrine, the paramount chief, Adama III, is saying that he's not aware. Nobody has come to tell him anything. And for that matter, that invitation is null and void as long as and as far as he remains Togbi Adama III. So you see, you have broken your own wings. No planning. The paramount chief, the caretaker of the shrine, nobody came to tell him anything. You only went and put up a press conference and then you ranted. And now Agyinasare is preparing his people for a battle, spiritual war. 7 days fasting. So what happens next? I think that what Togbi Adama III has done is the best. And I give him a lot of regard and respect for that. The man apologized. If anything at all, you could have written to the man, asking him to please come over so you could sit down and look at how you will not step on each other's toes in the near future. That would have been more reasonable. But for chiefs to gather and order the man to come after apologizing, what kind of remorse did you want him to show? Strip naked and walk all the way to Nogokpo or what? I'm glad that the chiefs have listened to what I said, and we are so glad that you are hearkening to the call for peace. In fact, this 14-day ultimatum doesn't make sense. And I don't think that Archbishop Agyinasare needs to honor this. You have given them the apology. The way they approached you was not respectful. And you are also a leader to some people who respect what you do. We must show each other respect. If I were Nogokpo, I would apologize to Charles Agyinasare the same way he apologized to you and say the invitation was not done properly. Please, can we find a meeting point and look at how we can stop stepping on each other's toes? And don't give him an ultimatum. It doesn't make sense. And don't tell him that if he doesn't come, you will make sure that cosmic power comes on him and something will deal with him. No, everybody will call your bluff. Imagine nothing happens to Agyinasare. You are permanently disregarded and disrespected and shown the uselessness of your Jakpaja shrine. Yes, the Bakaja shrine. There's no need. It's a show of power. Imagine you go ahead and say, oh, the man is going to die, and he doesn't die. Oh, the man is going to be impotent. He doesn't get impotent. The man is going to be mad. He doesn't get mad. How many people will respect Nogokpo now? But if you are taking your time, please, man of God, we accept your apology. Please find time, come, let us sit down and see how we would be able to touch on some of these things so we don't keep stepping on each other's toes. It would have been a more matured approach. But the way you did it, you messed it up. Dash. Next story. The next story we'd like to look at is heartbreaking. And this is from the BBC. It says Ghana hospitals at risk of huge deaths. Please correct it. Ghana hospitals at risk of huge deaths. Oh my God. Ghana hospitals at risk of huge deaths. Why is this so? Why is this so? Watch this. Look at the brain drain. Over 3,000 nurses left Ghana to Canada, the United Kingdom, and United States in 2022. Only last year, over 3,000 nurses left. You are not treating your nurses well. Their allowances have been scraped. You are not telling them what will happen to them in terms of their future. This one comes, I will restore your allowances. That one comes, oh, we are going to scrape it and then use the money to build hospitals so that you can work in. As it stands right now, the nurses finish their training and they do not even have hospitals to go to and work. That's the situation in Ghana. The shameless Ghanaian government says, okay, because we don't have too many hospitals for the nurses, what we are going to do is to export the nurses like commodities. Like the way we export gold, the way we get Alistair Matthias to help us smuggle gold out of the country. We are going to sell the nurses out to countries like the UK so that they will pay us money. And the amount they mentioned for each nurse just reminded me of nothing but slavery. Remember that the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, has not built any serious hospital since he came into power. He rather broke down the hospital at La, the La General Hospital. He broke it down. Promised that they were going to put a better structure up. Up till now, not even a foundation. 2 weeks ago, the people of La, I incited them and instigated them. I was the one who did it. I pushed them to go out there and demonstrate. And they did. This is what they need. People listen to what we say because they know that whatever we say carries power. We are unique. When we speak, we look at the future of our children and we look at our own future. We don't do politics. So the people listen to us. They don't listen to us with political ears. They listen to us with ears that are so very objective. Today as it stands, look at the BBC. This is from the BBC. It says Ghana patients in danger as nurses head for NHS in UK. And these are medics talking. Hold it there. Look at our headline. Ghana hospitals at risk of huge deaths. And look at the headline there. Ghana patients in danger as nurses head for NHS in UK. And these are medics talking. At the time that we screenshot this, they had published this only 14 hours ago. I'm going to tell you something. The BBC is only being diplomatic by saying Ghana patients in danger. But we are not diplomatics. We are not diplomats. And we are not diplomatic. We are not in danger. We are at the risk of deaths, huge deaths. And I'm going to prove to you. Run it. Come here. Watch it. It said the recruitment of nurses by high-income countries from poorer nations is out of control. According to the head of one of the world's biggest nursing groups, the comments come as the BBC finds evidence of how Ghana's health system is struggling due to the brain drain. Many specialist nurses have left the West African country for better paid jobs overseas. In 2022, more than 1,200 Ghanaian nurses joined the UK's nursing register. UK alone. How about those who went to Canada? How about those who went to America? Some are even in Japan. Some are in China. Some have gone all the way to Korea. In 2022 alone, last year, 1,200 Ghanaian nurses. This comes as the National Health Service, NHS, increasingly relies on staff from non-EU countries to fill vacancies. Wow. Although the UK says active recruitment in Ghana is not allowed, social media means nurses can easily see the vacancies available in NHS Trust. They can then apply for those jobs directly. Ghana's dire economic situation acts as a big push factor. Howard Cotton from the International Council of Nurses, ICN, is concerned about the scale of the numbers leaving countries like Ghana. My sense is that the situation currently is out of control, he told the BBC. We have intense recruitment taking place, mainly driven by 6 or 7 high-income countries, but with recruitment from countries which are some of the weakest and most vulnerable, which can ill afford to lose their nurses. And look at this woman. You see the woman? You see the woman? Her name is Gifty Aye. Yes, Gifty Aye. And what is she saying? She says delays in seeing patients leads to higher mortality rates. Compare that to our headline. Mortality rate simply means deaths. Delays in seeing patients. And that the delays lead to deaths. The head of nursing of Greater Accra Regional Hospital, Gifty Aye, told the BBC her intensive care unit alone had lost 20 nurses to the UK and US in the last 6 months, with grave implications. Care is affected as we are not able to take any more patients. There are delays, and it costs more in mortality, in deaths. Patients die. That's what she said. Can you see it? Greater Accra, here in the Greater Accra, the capital. If this is happening in the Greater Accra region, how about my village in Binduri? How about my village in Salaga? How about my village right there in Tumu? Dolunbizam. Swambising. This is Accra. And there's already a huge brain drain. Nurses are running out. You think any nurse would like to be posted to Binduri when Accra, with all the wonderful facilities by Ghanaian standards, are compromised? Nobody will go to Salaga. Nobody will go to Swambising. Nobody will go to Dolenbizang. Nobody will go to Pang. Nobody will go to Dompoase. Nobody would go to any of the villages of Ghana, including Satnargu and Kumbungu. After all, Accra needs them. And they all want good facilities. How many nurses and teachers refuse posting to some of these areas? But that is the case. All the nurses in Accra are leaving. And they are going for high-paid jobs in the UK, US, and Canada. Recently, Canada announced, do you want to come and live in Canada? Are you a nurse? Are you this? Please come. And everybody's leaving. Oh, Jesus. So you see why you have to be wise and vote properly. When somebody comes to give you a cup of rice, then you give them your vote. Your children would all run there. They will go. This country will fail and crash because of your foolishness. You don't vote with common sense. You vote with foolishness. You don't reason. You behave like animals. That is why the country is breaking down. Where is the patriotism? The patriotic people are all dying because they have over-sacrificed. And they are all going into an early grave. So the rest of them do not want to follow the same trend, so they leave. She added that seriously ill patients often had to be held for longer hours in the emergency department due to the nursing shortages. One nurse in the hospital estimated that half of those she had graduated with had left the country and she wanted to join them. Come here. So if she gets the chance, Adole will also join. Now Moko left, Ajua left, Ikuya also left. Now Adole wants to go and join. And when they go, they change their name. Adole is no more Adole, it's Adole, to anglicize it, or Adoline. My name is Adoline. Within the next 2 months, their accents change. They don't even want to hear about Comic and Kena anymore, let alone Ekwe. They are eating pizza and they are eating British breakfast. They don't want to have anything to do with the country anymore. The BBC found a similar situation in Cape Coast Municipal Hospital. It's still in Ghana. It's still in Ghana, Cape Coast. The hospital's deputy head of nursing services, Caroline Agboja, said she had seen 22 nurses leave for the UK in the last year from one health center. All our critical care nurses, our experienced nurses have gone. So we end up having nothing. No experienced staff to work with. Even if the government recruits, we have to go through the pain of training nurses again. Smaller hospitals are also affected by staff migration because even one nurse leaving a small hospital center can have a large knock-on effect. At Ewim Health Clinic in Cape Coast, one nurse has left their small emergency department and another has left the outpatient unit. Both nurses were experienced and had found jobs in the UK. The chief doctor there, Dr. Justice Atta, said the effects are enormous. Let's take services like immunization of children. If we lose public health nurses, then the babies that have to be immunized will not get their immunization. And we are going to have babies die, he told the BBC. Dash. Come here. Yanara sasene tara tara dindinaya tara tara ta 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 tara tara ta 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 ta. Sing it in your language. Tingbang yala te ba tingbang te mani ma malaka kane te bang te manga cheka di yoledo danshal zogo te malpamba ne sangte kate malete ba tingbang na wunang te yiko kate tum te tuma targike kaba meka nanante tum te tum kache shala. So comes a bang bang ye, ko tumda dim vialeko. So comes a bang bang ye, kate meting yele do. So comes a bang bang ye. Listen, you know the lyrics in your language. I am singing it in the language that I was brought up in, and the words are powerful. So comes a bang bang ye, ko tumda dim vialeko. Let us all come together and work very hard. And we should do only things that are good. So comes a bang bang ye, kate meting yule do. Let's all come together and let the nation rise. Is that how the nation is rising? In our country, we read the Bible more than we read morality. In our country, we owe more allegiance to our religion than to our country. It's sad. The nurses are going. Mahama said, no, let us take the allowances and build hospitals so that when they finish, they can at least be permanently employed. Nanado came, broke down hospitals, and he gave money to nurses to go for training, only for them to train and go out of the country. Which one is better? Let them struggle through training a bit. They have loans. They can be given loans. They pay their loans after. Just like I did in the university. They gave me loans. When I came out of the university, I paid the loans after getting a job. Mahama wanted to do the same thing. Let the nurses take the jobs. After they've taken the jobs, then they can start paying their loans. The money we would have used to pay them allowances in the nursing school, we will gather the money and build hospitals. And some people said they had never heard that. Nurses were demonstrating. No, we need our allowances. We need our allowances. We will vote you out. We are going to vote you out. And they voted Mahama out. Nana promised them allowances. And truly, when he came, he restored the allowances. But he killed the hospitals. Jesus, come here. He killed the hospitals. But he gave them allowances. Think about it. There was no correct thinking. Now the BBC is saying that very soon, Ghanaian patients are going to be dying like fowls. I didn't finish reading that thing. It's heartbreaking. Everybody's living. Hey, yesterday a cousin of mine called me, a female. And she said, oh, I'm visiting my sister in the UK. When I go, I'll just take the advantage to recruit with the NHS. I didn't really get it. I thought it was school. Till today, when I read this from the BBC, it's actually the health system there. She's going to recruit and stay there. What is the need of your training? They are all living. They are getting healthier in the UK. We are dying at the age of 21. But these dirty old men in power, when they are sick, they go to the UK. They will all roast in hell, one after the other. They are wicked people. In Ghana, when you go on pension, that's if you are lucky to even reach pension. You don't reach 4 years, you die. Boredom, loneliness, bad treatment. Look, they are picketing. They are picketing in front of the Minister of Finance for their own money. Trouble. What a country. Yet some people still want this dirty president. Well, my name is Blakk Rasta. When we return, we got more. Hey! Wayo! This is the Black Pot, aka Kuchoko. Yes, it's time for people to return home. Nigerian nurses, Ghanaian nurses, Togolese nurses. Hey, where's the patriotism? Why did you become independent at all? Will the black man ever come back again? Think about it. I have hope that the new generation coming up will team up and be able to make it happen. Come here. Next story. Now the next story says what? Watch me. China raids Ghana's fish. Empty. Do you remember patrolling? 2 big ships. They throw their trawlers, their nets, and sweep every fish, even the small, tiny ones. They will sweep them. Illegal fishing. China came to teach us that. They raided our waters, took all our fish. Now you go to Labadi, when they go in there to fish, they catch stones. You go to Teshin, those days we could sit by the seaside and see fishes jumping in and out. Today frogs have taken over the whole beach. I've never seen a sea-loving frog. But now we see frogs in the sea. Are they demonic frogs? All the fishes are gone. Rather, you go to buy fish, and it's like you are buying gold. This is China. And the interesting thing is that you see those small canoes, wooden canoes, how can you compete with the big fishing trawlers coming from China? One, in the fishing trawlers, they have very good food they are eating. They can sleep in good beds. They drink good water and they eat well. They can even make babies right there in the trawlers. But in this canoe, if you are hungry, you have to come to the shore and eat some kenke and fish and get back there. Interestingly, a lot of them have written on these canoes Bible verses and local statements to show that God will help them. God is not going to help you if your leaders are not wise. Run the story. Watch this. And this is coming from the Telegraph. It's a UK newspaper and news portal. The Telegraph. They are stealing what should be ours. Chinese trawlers are emptying West African fishing grounds. As China's global fishing net widens, artisanal fishermen of the coast of Ghana see their catches plummet and go to bed hungry. Oh, nanu moye, atanyu moye, atanu moye, atanyu mo. Can you see that? Can you feel it? The wooden canoe is painted with scriptures. They are meant to bring good fortune to the crafts, fishermen, and protect against the dangers of the Atlantic, sky, high ocean waves, creatures of the deep, and increasingly industrial Chinese trawlers. Hallelujah. So the inscriptions are for all these. Colleagues have drowned when their canoes have capsized in the wake of trawlers. But the Chinese don't care, says Samuel Otu, one of the canoe's two crewmen. In the early hours of the morning, before the heat begins to press, the fishermen set off from Jamestown, a small port outside Ghana's capital, Accra. They return at 3 p.m. in one piece, having encountered several trawlers. But the fishermen fear their days in the business are numbered. This is because the Chinese vessels, far superior in size and capability than the artisanal fishermen of Ghana, are not only causing capsizes and deliberately destroying the nets of rival boats, they are also bleeding the ocean dry of its fish. Otu and his fishing partner Alfred Ofori Kai say they no longer land any major catches when they go out to sea. The trawlers are a contributory factor to that, according to reports from British NGO Environmental Justice Foundation, EJF. Indeed, a single high-tech trawler can catch 5 times as much fish in a day as one small village fleet can in a whole year. Watch that. Hold it there. Listen. Indeed, a single high-tech trawler can catch 5 times as much fish in a day, one day, as one small village fleet, the whole village, all your canoes, bring that out. For 1 year, you can't catch what the Chinese trawler will catch in a day. That's just the way I'm coming here. Atanyu moe. Atanu moe. Atanyu moe. Now the work of the people in Accra, you can never take away fishing. It's one of the biggest. If you want to eat good fish, it's Accra, Cape Coast, and those areas. And these are the places where Chinese trawlers have taken over. By this story, you see how the small canoes are only relying on God. Some of them you see Atanyumoe written on that. Some of them you see other things written for protection. Some of the fishermen are dying. In the Volta region, little children are taken to sea and they are dying. On the Volta, Chinese trawlers are destroying the nets of the people and are even causing them to sink. What is the government doing? Where is the Minister of Fisheries, Hawa Kumsen? The other day she held a big key and took it to the seaside. Symbolically, she was locking the sea. Nobody should go to the sea and fish. They want the fish to recoup and come back, and you bringing back the fish after the Chinese have come to invade everything. And when the fish come back, Chinese will come again and then raid everything. I told you, once you went to the Chinese for loans and all those things, today they have already made their intention clear. They are coming for your mineral resources. They are also coming for your electricity resources. You cannot stop them from fishing in your seas. After all, he who feeds you controls you. What is the solution? Through independence. We need people who are truly patriotic, people who understand the nation. Listen, if this country must grow, we must be ready to fast for a long time before we'll be able to replenish what has been lost. Please mark these words. Dash. When we return, we'll talk more. Hey! Wayo! A spiritual blend of Jamaican reggae and indigenous African roots music is affectionately called Kuchoko.
This year, all the ancestors and spirits of Africa will descend to celebrate the Kuchoko Roots Festival 2023.
Happening live at the Alliance Francaise, Accra.
On Saturday, June 24 at 7 p.m. sharp till you pass out.
Artists in action are Blakk Rasta, your Kuchoko legend, His Royal Excellency Taj Wicks from St. Lucia, Kushandea from St. Vincent, Rasim Porsche and Zedmu from Burkina Faso, the land of the upright. Now the rest of the Kuchoko warriors are Ras Kuku from Puom, Ras Bumba, Konkaraja Vibes, Black Messiah, Rena, Ras Preacherman, Vibration Kings Band.
Special Kuchoko guest for 2023 is Samuel Owusu, a high life legend. MCs King Lagazi and Ras Kwame Malcolm.
This year, the Kuchoko Roots Festival comes with the Cocoa Roots Festival. Come and drink free cocoa, box with kose, masa, and vegan kebab and kuli kuli.
All this for free. This is crazy. You are either at Kuchoko Roots Festival 2023 or in hell. Rate is 100 Ghana cedis flat. Date Saturday 24 June 2023. Time 7 p.m. sharp. Media partners TV3, 3FM, Onua FM, and 3news.com.
Sponsors Rasta Chokomalt, McBancy, Isit, Vegan Port.
Suffer, rich man lady suffer, lie. Go on, skip a judge.
Blackpot, Kuchoko.
This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kuchoko, where we speak truth to power. Remember, Kuchoko Roots Festival is here. Oh my God, I can't wait for that day. 24th June, all hell will break loose. We are going to torment the whole area. Everybody is ready. Ras Kuku is coming. Taj Wicks from St. Lucia, Kushandea, all the way from St. Vincent. He's already in Ghana. So many artists, 15 artists on stage. Everybody playing live. You know, when it comes to Blakk Rasta, nobody does tracks. It's all live. authentic. Are you coming? 100 Ghana cedis only. It's happening at Alliance Francaise. Buy your tickets now. There's limited seating. And when you come in, you drink cocoa for free. You will eat vegan kebab for free. Kuli kuli, masa, kose. What kind of festival be this? We want you to always yearn for this festival. The numbers are on the screen. Make sure that you pick up the numbers and call for your tickets. Once you get your tickets, then you know that your day has been booked. Or else, you may come to the gate and tickets have been sold out. Kuchoko Roots Festival. And we're going to have a special guest playing with us. Come here. These are the numbers on the screen. Rasim Porsche is coming from Burkina Faso. Zedmo is also coming from Burkina Faso. It's going to be dreadful. These are quality artists. We also have Michael Fabulous coming from Jamaica. He's already in the country and is rehearsing for the concert. At the same time, we have Tona Hope, also from Jamaica. You know Tona Hope. All these artists, oh my God, I can't wait to see them. We have female artists as well. We have AC, who is playing with a band, alongside Rena. Oh my God, what a festival. 24th June, mark it on your calendar. 100 Ghana cedis only, and you watch 15 artists tear down the capital. Jesus have mercy. And this is surprisingly less than $10. American money. Oh gosh. Pick up the numbers on the screen and buy your tickets. Just call this number and buy your ticket. We'll deliver the ticket to your door front. Anyway, this is the Blakk Pot. We have less than 10 minutes to go, right? Next story. John Paintsil regrets jailing 64-year-old man. This is John Paintsil, one of our quality defenders for the Black Stars. Yeah, he paid his dues. Nice guy, you know. Yeah, he's had some marital issues here and there, but you know, that can happen to anybody. I love him. He played very well for the Black Stars. He built a house, you know, somewhere in the central region, and the house ended up getting somebody jailed. What really happened? Let's get the full story. Run it and let's see what I go on. Watch it. I had no idea. John Paintsil sets record straight on jailing of 64-year-old charcoal producer. Run the story. Former Black Stars defender John Paintsil has disclosed that he was completely in the dark over the arrest, prosecution, and conviction of a 64-year-old man who, along with another man, trespassed on his property at Ejumako Bisiase in the central region. In an exclusive interview with Ghana Web, John Paintsil explained that he only heard about the development after a link of the interview Isaac Odum granted Crime Check Foundation was shared with him. Paintsil explained that after learning of the development, he quickly called the manager of the house and demanded that immediate actions be taken to free the convicted persons. The ex-Fulham defender explained, as someone who has experienced poverty before, he will under no circumstances sanction such actions. So it's very simple. He has a house at Ejumaku Bisiase, but he lives in Accra. And when he's playing outside the country, for several months you might not see him in Ghana. Now, the caretaker of the house calls to tell him, people are actually trespassing. You know, in the house. They jump into the house, they break in, and then they sleep in there. Things like that, because nobody lives there, and they need accommodation. They jump over the wall, and they find a way of breaking into one or two of the rooms to sleep there. No theft, nothing. In America, we see that happen. Government houses. You know, people who have been evicted from so many different homes. You have people who jump over the fence walls and then they go in, and some can live there for even 2 years, 4 years, and the authorities do not even know. Because early in the morning, he's out. I have seen people in America talk to neighbors. Oh, they will jump over their fence in order to get into the next house. And once they know what they're actually doing there, you know, they allow them in. I'm not saying that is the right thing to do. But all I'm saying is that it's not only in Ghana that is happening. This canker is happening in so many different places. So John Paintsil said his manager or caretaker of the house called him and told him about how people were breaking into the house and sleeping in there. And he would always ask for money to repair the broken parts and all that. But every time, these people would come and break in again and sleep in there. And when they were discovered, they would run out and then they would fix the place again. So this time around, they saw this old man in there. A 64-year-old charcoal burner. He makes charcoal, you know. And when they caught him in there, they took him to court. And the court jailed him. So after he granted an interview to Crime Check, my very good friend Afloat, yes, Ibrahim Kwatin, a.k.a. Afloat, who goes from prison to prison interviewing some of these people. The story came out and John Paintsil regretted it. He didn't know how this man got jailed. But how possible is that? That in your own house, somebody came to sleep there. He was trespassing. He didn't steal anything from the house, but he trespassed. It's an offense, yes? Jailable offense. And they took him to court, you didn't know. Jailed him, you didn't know. And it's now that you are getting to know after how long? Well, late than never. John Paintsil said he is trying to get this man out because he thinks that he's a sufferer as well, or he's been a sufferer before, and he doesn't see why another sufferer like him should go to jail because he went to sleep on his mattress. Dash. We wish him all the best, and we pray that this man comes out. How many more years does he even have to live on earth? In Ghana, we die before we are even 60. Come here. We die before we are even 60, and that's very sad. Anyway, we wish you all the best. Next story. It is the last story. Kantamanto, Ghana's junkyard. Ghana's junkyard. This is Kantamanto. In fact, in Ghana, when you talk about Kantamanto, Kantamanto is known for one thing, foes. In Ghana, when we say foes, that means broniwewu. Broniwewu means second-hand clothing or used clothing. Now, those people who do not want to say Kantamanto because it's so long, they just say Kanta. If you tell anybody in Accra that you are going to Kantamanto, they know that you are going to pick up used cloths. But you know what damage this is doing to us? We carried a story like this before. Let me walk you through what happens. Inside Ghana's largest second-hand clothing market, where 7.5 million pounds of donated garments arrive every week. 7.5 million pounds of donated garments arrive every week. Kantamanto market in Accra, Ghana, sources second-hand clothing from around the world. The influx of fast fashion, however, is turning unsellable items into massive landfills that threaten public health. As the global waste crisis only grows, this market is being constricted as the final stop in fast fashion's life cycle. Come here. Wow. Watch this. Ghana's Kantamanto market, one of the largest used clothing hubs in the world. More than 30,000 vendors, traders, and retailers work to make profit off the clothing that arrives in the ports. You see them? The market is the last stop for much of the world's used clothing. Last stop. But because of the overwhelming supply, more than a third of the garments leave as waste, piling up in landfills, clogging water systems, and polluting the ocean. So Kantamanto is the world capital for second-hand clothing. That's what he say. American donation centers like Goodwill or Salvation Army employ exporters to take clothing that does not sell in thrift stores to sorting facilities around the world. Did you get that? And sorting facilities sift through the millions of remaining pieces to properly dispose of ones that are in no condition to sell. However, many slip through the cracks and end up in shipments to their final stop, Kantamanto market. Is the world headquarters of second-hand clothing, aka FOS, the whole world. Shipping containers of tightly packed 125-pound bales arrive in the ports of Accra for distribution. Retailers buy the bales from anywhere between $100 to $300 without knowing its content. So you buy the bale and you don't even know what it is. Ukobie na eshu wa eshu. Ukobie na ye panta na ye pant. Ukobie na ye junker ye junk. Hey, that's why when they are buying it, they pray. And it's all junk. The retailers' profits are entirely dependent on the quality of the bales. Good garments could go for 10 cedis. That's 1 cedi, $60. Whilst cheaper or ripped items could be purchased for just 1 cedi. Massa, there are things that are selling for more than 10 cedis. 10 cedis is nothing. While this was once a sustainable business for some vendors, the prices of the bales are increasing, while the quality of clothes have declined, leaving many in debt. So now the junk, they are picking them up, using them for different things, but they are still polluting our country. Dash it away. Come here. Come here. So that's what it is. Kantamanto is the world capital of second-hand clothes, whether you like it or not. Imagine, how can ATL survive? Akosombo Textile Limited. How can GTL survive? Everybody's buying foes, shoes, everything, even panties. Women buy panties, bra. They buy. Very soon they will start selling used condoms to us. Until we do away with some of these or regulate this very seriously, our textile industry will suffer. Only people like Blakk, RASTA, and Otterbell will be dressing in our fabrics. Anyway, my name is Blakk RASTA, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. It's been the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kuchoko, where we speak truth to power. Catch me again tomorrow. Hey! Wayo!